Our our next speaker is Leanne Wooford. We've been working Leanne to death. I think she deserves a raise. Probably the states like the county, they're not giving raises this year, so. But Leanne has done a terrific job working with the Alabama Historic Commission. I've worked with Leanne for a number of years now, and we just love and appreciate her so very much. You know, November the 7th, we had our Veterans Memorial Service in Columbiana. I sent a little notice, an invitation to Leanne. She was there that day in Columbiana. So, I mean, Leanne strongly supports Columbiana, and I hope she'll tell you how many cemeteries we have that's on the Alabama Historic Cemetery Register, and and she's been here, I guess, for every marker dedication we've had. So, Leanne, if you'll come forward and speak, we would appreciate it.
Thank you, Bobby Joe, and it is an honor to be here. You know, I have a really great job. Most days it doesn't feel like a job because I get to come to places like this, spend time with what I consider really good friends, and so most times it doesn't feel like I'm actually at work. But I do work with the Alabama Historical Commission. We're a state agency in Montgomery, and I have the privilege of going all over the state to ceremonies like this all the time to recognize historic cemeteries, churches, schools, you name it. We started this program a few years ago, and it's just been wildly popular. And so people all over Alabama have done what you've done with documenting the cemetery, and the documentation that you're creating, that you're compiling, the photographs, it's invaluable. And people years from now will look back and see your names on the documentation and thank you, even though they may not have known you, but they will really appreciate what you've done. And this marker that people will drive by and look at, it's a great educational tool just to remind people of the history and the heritage of this area. And so I'm honored to be here, and if there are any more cemeteries around, I know Shelby County's got a lot more, I want to come to a lot more of these. I've been to Shelby County probably more than any other place, and y'all are so active, and I appreciate the dedication that y'all always show for historic structures and places in Shelby County. And of course, I can't remember how many, but it's a lot. I think Mobile's the only other county that has more than Shelby County.
Really?
But it's close.
Ahead of us. We got to beat them, Glenn.
Y'all got to beat them. But seriously, if, you know, I'm sure y'all have a lot more cemeteries out there that need to be recognized. This cemetery was added to the register early this year. This date has been on my calendar for months. I've had to turn down people. I say, nope, I'm sorry. That day is already taken. But it's an honor to be here. I can't wait to see the beautiful marker. And thank you, Norma Jean, and Alan, and Glenn, and Bobby Joe, for your constant just dedication to preserving this historic place. And I look forward to coming back to Shelby County many more times.
Thank you. Actual photograph of the marker. I got one ahead of you. But before we have the unveiling of the marker and the reading of the words that's on the marker, Glenn has an announcement.
I'm going to blame this on Leanne now because she wanted to come back to Shelby County. Okay, the 5th day of December. That's the first Sunday afternoon of December. Not far from here, in Sterrett, just off of County Road 25 that goes through Sterrett, we will have the historical marker dedication for the Cedars of Beulah Land, or Old Sterrett Cemetery. It's a few years older than this one. The oldest grave dates to 1841. So put it on your calendar. Come and visit the country way out yonder in Sterrett. Thanks.
And he does mean way out yonder. By the way, Mayor Niven, this is the second historic cemetery marker that is in the city of Chelsea. And I think you are the only city in Shelby County that has more than one historic marker for a cemetery. So, just like Glenn was, I'm sorry, Glenn. Just like Mayor Niven was the first one to do the Year of Alabama Small Towns and Downtown Historic Markers. He was the first one there. The Quinn Cemetery in Chelsea was the first cemetery to come up with the Alabama Cemetery Registry. So, thank you. Okay, at this time, I'm going to ask the following people to carefully make your way across the street. Mayor Niven, Alan Stab, Norma Jean Howell, the tallest one here. Yeah. And yet, you guys, is girl, will make it all the way to the sign, please. And after we have the unveiling, we're going to give you a few minutes to make some pictures. Then we'll pause for a moment of silence. And then we'll have the taps to be played by the Boy Scout Troop 560 in Columbiana. Sid Wheeler has been with that group since Stansel Hanley gave it up several years ago. Sid's done an excellent job in preserving many of these cemeteries, the grave markers, repairing them, and cleaning the cemeteries, and we appreciate what you guys do, Sid. Okay, are you ready? I'm going to read it, and then we'll have you to unveil it. Mount Calvary Cemetery. Mount Calvary Baptist Church and Cemetery were formally established on April the 9th, 1856, when James S. Farrell and George Moore deeded the land for the church, school, and cemetery. Pioneer families taking leadership roles in founding the original congregation were those of Shaw, Mooney, and Minor. This area, known as the Yellowleaf District because it lies within the watershed of Yellowleaf Creek, was settled by these and other pioneers in the 1830s and the 1840s. The Calvary community was also home to a post office and general store. Family names found in the cemetery include Farrell, Harper, Kendrick, Minor, Mooney, Moore, and Stone. Also buried here are 4 Civil War soldiers, as well as World War II and post-Korea veterans. There are over 90 individuals buried in the cemetery whose identities are unknown. Their graves are marked only with rocks. And at this time, would you please unveil the signs? We'll give them a few moments to make some pictures.
A little closer than 1,000 feet.
And at this time, let's pause for a moment of silence and thank God for this day. Amen. Closing remarks. Thank you very much for being a part of this occasion today. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate these families, ancestors that are buried out here. And at this time, our bagpiper, Mr. Steve Giles, will close.